नमस्ते बिटिया, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया. In the series of lectures we are taking on digital platform of JVWU, which is the best women university in India and also having the best homeopathic college in Jaipur. I welcome you all in repertory class on digital version 2.0. The class is based on the Bonigason Therapeutic Pocket Book, Part 3. Hope this lecture will satisfy your quest for knowledge. Please listen it carefully and drop your queries in the comment box of the YouTube channel, which I will answer in the problem solving session. So here we start the lecture. See, in Bonigason Therapeutic Pocket Book, there is a chapter, the last chapter, which is on relationship of remedies or concordances. This is a unique thing which it has got because Dr. Bonigason was the originator of the doctrine of concordance. So what was his theory behind it? Actually, the remedy relationship is commonly understood as relation between remedies in the form of complementary, antidote, inimical, follows well, etc. And this view is available with Dr. Herring, Nair, Clark, and Borick's works. They have also got these concordance chapters. But these are all given in regard of only this, that they are complementary, antidote, inimical, follow well, that's all. But what was Bonigason's view about the doctrine of concordance? The remedy relationship tables in their works have been used only for reference for making second prescription, to give antidote, to avoid inimical reactions. But Bonigason's work on remedy relationship is elaborate and has a wide range of application. His work on remedy relationship appeared as concordance in his therapeutic pocket book. So the concordance in therapeutic pocket book, he improved and enlarged the concept of relative kinship in therapeutic pocket book with more titles under the remedy, that is rubrics. What are these rubrics? Like mind, locality, sensation, skin, sleep and dream, blood, circulation, fever, aggravation, and the relationship. So these are mainly the rubrics which he has given in each remedy relationship. So much elaborate work is there. And more remedies are added for consideration. So usefulness increased with this broadening of this chapter and the flexibility it provides. So many corrections were done. The scope got wider and multifaceted as he wished in his earlier paper on relative kinship in guidelines. This was his dream. So this is not just a work for reference, but it gives elaborate study on relative kinship. So what rubrics or what subsection he has got in relationship chapter under each remedy? They are, first of all, mind, then localities, then sensations, which also involve sensation of gland, bone, skin, then sleep and dreams, then blood and circulation and fever, then aggravation, then other remedies, antidote, injurious. So these are the sections. So he recommended to use the concordance to enhance the study of materia medica. He referred to materia medica as fountainhead for any action by a homeopath. This concordance have been the most decided importance for him, as they not only led him to understand genius of medicine, but also select with more certainty proper remedies and to determine the order of their successive exhibition. See, cure of any case involves in making of a proper plan. One remedy is followed by other in a sequence according to the relationship, which if you avoid, we will not be able to cure. So Boni Hassan says that he learned a lot. By this, he not only learned about the relationship of remedy, but also the sphere of action of that remedy and in what respect it complements to the other. To make it understand, Jocelyn gave a theory of concentric circles. As per him, a remedy represented in the concordance and the various rubrics represented with their marks in each of the rubrics. Then the remedies which score the maximum marks are those which are closest to the main remedy that is being referred. तो जॉसलिन कॉन्सेंट्रिक सर्कल्स की थ्योरी के अनुसार जिस रेमेडी की सबसे ज्यादा मार्क्स है, सबसे ज्यादा क्लोजनेस है, इसका मतलब सबसे ज्यादा सेंट्रल सर्कल में है, और जिसके कम मार्क्स हैं वो पेरिफेरल सर्कल्स में है. So these are concentric circles of Jocelyn's of remedy relationship. So those remedy which score lesser marks, they move out to the periphery. This creates a kind of concentric circles. This idea was supported by Dr. Robert and Havle also. Now, how to use concordance chapter or relationship chapter? Robert gave proper method to work it out. He says you have to make an eliminative rubric in this work and then repertorize all the rubrics. And thus the result will show the related group of remedies for consideration in a short way. When to use the concordance? According to Boni Hassan, related remedies can be studied when you need to antidote. When the previous medicine which you are given is showing some untoward reaction, then you have to antidote it. In case of one-sided disease, where often the remedy is partially similar, so you have to select the other remedy and have to prescribe it in second prescription. In case of chronic disease, to decide the sequence of medicine according to the plan of treatment. Here you have to make use of second prescription. And the fourth, when remedy is indicated but fails to act with initial aggravation. Here again you have to select another remedy. So these are the indications as per Dr. Boni Hassan. But Dr. Robert has added a lot. Then when to use this relationship chapter for second prescription? He says use it in acute case when symptoms lead to a remedy but there is no clear-cut similarity. Again, use it in acute case when initial prescription, though well indicated, has done no good. Use it in chronic case when the remedy selected as similimum has benefited but not clearing everything. You need another remedy to complete the action. You need a complementary. Use it in advanced pathological cases when patient is not able to handle the deep acting medicine and there is a fair aggravation. You need a complementary remedy as antidote over here. Now we are giving you an example, a case example of a 4-year-old child who was having a history of cough from last 15-20 days. The constitution of child was of calcareous cough. We tried various medicines like arsenicum album when there was coryza, Calibychrome when there was thick discharge, sticky discharge, Semvicus nigra 200 when there was stuffy nose, pulse total at 200, when there was rattling in chest, there is greenish discharge, antimprat when there was a lot of rattling, but all of them fail one by one. So this is a typical situation where study is required in a direction to get the proper remedy. Especially the constitutional remedy was also not acting. So we have to consider the remedy that is related with the constitutional remedy. So here the first prescription is constitutional remedy, although it is not acting. So this is an exception here. Otherwise, second prescription is always a prescription after first one has acted. But here, first one we are confirmed it is calcarea carb, the constitutional one. Therefore, we can consider it as a first prescription, and we can make it an axis to find the second prescription. So this case was repertorized in all the indicated rubrics, and what we got was phosphorus. So here phosphorus 203 doses were advised is to be taken daily in morning empty stomach. And miraculously this relieved and cleared all the episodes of cough within 4 days of starting the remedy. So this is the case of concordance which was sorted or which was solved with the use of relationship chapter of therapeutic pocket book. So by this we are ending this lesson or this session. At the end of the session, I would like to give you an assignment which consists of a subjective question, and the question is what are various indications for the using of concordance chapter in therapeutic pocket book. So what are the indications of using concordance in therapeutic pocket book? You have to answer. So thanks a lot for being attentive. See you again with a new lecture in the next session. Take care of your health. Until then, goodbye.